George Barnes is an efficient, conscientious man. But he's also a busy man. He didn't talk to Joan that day or the next day. George Barnes thought the whole thing would blow over, that he could avoid making a mountain out of a molehill. George runs the office end of the service department. This involves considerable correspondence, special records, and complicated systems of filing. 8 or 9 girls work for George, and Betty here is what you might call the leader of the group. I guess just about every office has someone like Betty. A little short on personality, maybe, but darned efficient. To get along with my story, George hired a new girl.
I'm sure your college training, and particularly your past working experience in the service field, will be a big help to us.
Well, I certainly hope so.
You'll find we're a friendly group. Look around, get acquainted, see how we do things. Then who knows? With a fresh viewpoint, maybe you'll come up with some new ideas. Come in. Oh, good morning, Betty. How are things going?
Mr. Barnes, I've never had any trouble in the office as long as I've been here.
What's the matter, Betty?
It's that new girl, Joan Thomas.
Oh, Betty, do you have a minute?
But we've been getting by all right so far. I don't see much percentage in changing now.
Well, Mr. Barnes said... Well, I just thought it would save time for everyone. Especially me.
Well, I'm sorry we don't do things more to your way of thinking.
No, I didn't mean it that way, Betty. I just thought it would be easier for everyone if we would do it the other way.
That's how the situation first developed.
Just because she's been to college and worked service in a couple of other places, she tries to lord it over everyone. Everything we do is inefficient. Now, she says, our guarantee filing system is no good. And I developed that system, Mr. Barnes, over 8 years ago, and it's worked. Now, all of a sudden, it's no good.
Well, this is probably my fault. I did say something to Joan about new ideas.
Even the other girls, even they're getting critical. And I spent years getting those files to where they are now.
Betty, you've done a good job. We all think a lot of you. We appreciate what you've done. I count on you to keep things rolling out there. I'll tell you what. I'll talk to her and... Now, don't worry. I'll talk to her. Barnes speaking.
You know, sometimes I feel sorry for people who have to run an office setup, especially if it employs a number of girls. So darn many things can develop out of nothing. I've always thought it was good common sense to ignore petty situations. But then again, you never know.
Here, let me show you.
All I need to know is, who do you think you are? I fixed those files in the first place, and let me tell you, Mr. Barnes is going to hear about this. But, Mr. Barnes, she's changed the whole file around. I spent an hour looking for just one report. She's tearing down everything I spent years to build up. What did she say when you talked to her?
Well,
You did talk to her, didn't you?
No. I thought of it later, and then I thought, well, it'll probably take care of itself.
But I told you she was becoming impossible. Mr. Barnes, I thought you appreciated all I've done here.
I do. I do, Betty. I just didn't expect such resistance to new ideas.